Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a while since I have posted anything. Things have been extremely busy and crazy here, just with everything going on in our lives. And so I just haven't had time to post videos. So this video is probably going to be a little bit of a long one. I've still been recording things, but yeah, I'm just putting all of this in. This is going to be like my chicken update video. Everything that has to do with my chickens for this year is going to be compiled into this video. So stay tuned. I hope you enjoy all of the chicken things that's been going on here around our homestead. Got an unexpected trip to Tractor Supply this morning. My neighbor hatched out too many chicks, and so he is giving me up to 8. I don't know exactly how many. They're about a month and a half old, which is good because I don't have to keep them in my house. I'm able to put them outside. It is warm enough, and yeah, so I need to go get some supplies because I was not expecting some chicks so soon. And yeah, so let's get ready to have more chicks at the homestead. Our new nuggets have been delivered. We have 7 more babies. They are exploring their side of the run. They've got their little coop. They have their own water. They got their own food. They are so cute. Hi, sweet nuggets. Here's a better look of our nuggets. I think majority of them are roosters. I'm pretty sure she's a hen. Pretty sure. And that's the only one I'm kind of sure about. All those others, like, see that tail? That tail? They're screaming rooster to me. I might have a lot more roosters than I do hens out of the ones that were given to me. Out of my new nuggets. Someone's crowing for the first time. I need to try maybe 2 of them crowing. I hope they'll let me see who they are. Who is crowing? Out of the 7 of you, I heard 2. Of course, I come with a camera, and I can't figure out who was crowing. They stopped when I got here. It's kind of bittersweet because, well, one, I think it's cute, them crowing. But we had already decided that any roosters that we get, we're planning to use them for meat. We'll see if that happens. But, oh, Beaker, because we've already got a good, we already have Beaker. He's a great rooster, and I really don't need any more. Oh, Beaker, we know that you're a rooster, and you're the bestest rooster boy, aren't you? It's official. Big Bertha is broody. She's been here for 2 days. Hi, Big Mama. Big Bertha, sweet baby. Hello. Hello. I'm not going to disturb your eggs. Well, one of my goals was for this year was to have a broody hen so they can raise their own babies. So right now it's looking like that's happening. Day 2 of Big Bertha laying on eggs. But I kind of wasn't, because we were given new babies, So then whenever we were given new baby chicks, I was like, well, I really don't need one to go broody. So now right now I do definitely have a broody one, I think. And so now I need to figure out a game plan. I think the first main thing is I need to really start incorporating these two coops, these two flocks together, because that coop back there, that is supposed to be like our mother coop, where I was going to be moving the broody hens and their eggs to kind of sit and have their own little food and water and space that's comfortable for them to lay eggs. So right now, all of my new hens are, or roosters, they are all in, you know, that other side. So I think I'm going to, these next couple of days, really work on incorporating the two flocks. And then getting Big Bertha to a place where she can, you know, keep her eggs and be safe and quiet and dark. And hopefully a nice comfortable spot for her to hatch her babies. And here are all the babies. This one is definitely a rooster. He crows. This one I'm on the fence about. This one has like a wry tail, so that makes it harder to tell. I think she is definitely a hen. That one, the tail says rooster, the head says hen. And yeah, the two dark black ones that are like really, really red, one of them crows. The other one doesn't yet, or at least that I haven't caught in the act. But they've gotten pretty big. I love the colors. Look, they have like that pretty green sheen in the light. Oh my gosh, they are so pretty. So we are on chick watch. I am expecting baby chicks from our broody hen this week sometime. No idea when. So what we're going to do is I want to move her into the little small secondary coop behind me because it's lower to the ground. She's been over 2 weeks now inside the main nesting box area, and it's kind of a gamble to move the hen from what I've read. But you know, I'm just more concerned about, you know, if she does have the babies, how high up our main coop is off the ground, and the babies not being able to get up or down like out of the main coop with the mama. So we are hoping by switching her to that lower coop, that will work. We would have moved her a lot sooner, but we had a whole nother flock of chicks that were given. They have been integrated now. We don't have a lot of issues with pecking order or things. So everyone's kind of integrated, and that's good. So that is the only reason why we didn't move her earlier on. But we're going to get her moved and hoping that she'll like the new little house that we move her to. We have moved Big Bertha into the other coop, and I can say I am hearing little chirps. So I have a feeling that I'm a new chicken grandmommy, and let me see if we can get a peek. Big Bertha had a baby. She's getting a water break. Look at that. Look at that cute baby. Move your butt, Bertha. Look at her. Or hims. Oh, it's a sweet baby, Bertha. You're such a good mommy. You're such a good mommy. Yeah. Look at how cute. Look at how cute. Still no more. We've got 4, 8, 11, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Oh, don't sit on your food, Bertha. Just checked on Big Bertha and baby. They're doing good. There was another egg that looked like it started hatching, and it was getting covered in ants. It wasn't alive, so I got rid of that egg and put some like diatomaceous earth around the coop, hoping to try and prevent more ants from getting in. But little baby is looking good, looking strong so far. Now we're just waiting on more to hatch. It's gonna be an interesting week. Oh, Mama's back on the eggs. Such a good girl, Bertha. Today is a big day for us on the homestead, and that is because we're gonna be processing some roosters. Never done that before. I'm having a little bit of a hard time with it because I love all animals, but you know, this is gonna be a trial run. We're gonna see how this goes. But the plan was we wanted to be a little bit more self-sufficient. So we wanted our chickens to hatch their own babies, and out of those babies they were either going to become new egg layers or they were going to become meat. So we have 3 roosters that were given to us in May out of the 7, and we are going to be dispatching those roosters and going to be having a roast chicken dinner, literally farm to table. In a way it's exciting, in a way it's kind of sad, but here we go. Roosters, thank you for your service. We've got our kill cone set up here, and then we've got the, what do you call that, the thing with the hot water to stick them in, and then we've got up there a station with a table to pluck feathers and to do field dress. So here it goes. My husband wanted to put a towel over the others so they don't see what happens to the other ones.
There it goes.
Oh. Our first successful humane slaughter of a chicken.
Pull him out and check his feathers. Start pulling on him. Nope. There. Just have to keep moving them. Minute 15. That off. Oh yeah.
3 roosters. We finished. Probably like everybody else, their first time doing this. They recognized that there were some issues or some problems, so that way if we do it again another time, we will correct it. But overall, it was okay. Overall, it was okay. You know, I could see why people want to have one of those nice big pluckers. Plucking did take a while. What else? But, you know, they're just so expensive, and we only did 3 roosters, so, like, I could see if you're, you know, harvesting, you know, like, tons of chickens at a time, I could see where that would be worth the money. But for just 3 roosters, it was fine. So, the plucking, one thing we didn't think about is after plucking, having them inside of, like, some cold water before dressing them. So that was kind of funny, us trying to get, you know, finding a bucket at last minute, and I went inside and I found a big stock pot, and so we had them soaking in cool water in that. One of our roosters escaped whenever we were trying to pull him out of the crate. He escaped and ran in the woods, so had to hunt him down again, but we were able to get him. And then while he was in the cone, he escaped again. He was an escape artist. And another thing I would probably do next time is I would get some gloves for us. And it's not that, like, we didn't use gloves this time. We weren't grossed out touching, you know, the insides or plucking the feathers or anything. But we, like, washed our hands like 500 times. It was constant out here with the hose and dish soap, and like constantly washing our hands. So I think if we just had the gloves, and if we needed to just swap out gloves here and there, I think that would just make it a little bit easier instead of just having to wash our hands. And I mean, because I was washing, you know, whenever you're dealing with raw meat, I am very, probably overly cautious, but like I washed down these tables, I can't tell you how many times in between, like the plucking and the dressing, just constantly washing them, you know, because you want it to be sterile, you want it to be clean, and again, just constant hand washing. And I even went back behind us and we sprayed disinfectant spray over, like, going inside the house, all the door handles, faucets, everything, to try and keep everything sanitary. But all 3 roosters are done. It took longer, but that's to be expected. And yeah, they're gonna be in ice water for the next 24 hours, and we are having a Sunday roast chicken dinner tomorrow with our chickens and the potatoes from our garden. So we're literally gonna be making a farm to table Sunday dinner tomorrow. There's Big Bertha and Baby. They're in this run all by themselves until Baby gets to be a little bit older. She is such a good mommy. I am so proud of her. It's been now about 4 or 5 days since Baby was born. Big Bertha is doing well, so is Baby Chick. But unfortunately, no others have made it. I don't know if it's because Big Bertha is like getting up with the baby and she's stepping on them. A couple eggs had no babies in them. That was really gross and nasty. But about 3 or 4 of them were just like really, I guess like underdeveloped chicks, not like full chick size, I guess, if you would call it. And that makes me wonder, I guess I didn't do a good job, or I guess I didn't realize that the hens would be able to move the eggs from their other coop into the other nesting boxes. Sorry, mosquito just bit me. But yeah, I think that Big Bertha, I had seen her before in different nesting boxes, and I thought I did a pretty good job of keeping track of the eggs. I never marked them. I think next time this happens, I'm definitely gonna mark. And so, because some of these, she's still laying on the eggs. Every time I open the door, she's laying on the eggs. So she's still trying, which I think is good, but she's also taking care of baby. So we're still just kind of keeping an eye on it, see if any more hatch, and I'll keep you posted. She only ended up having the one baby. All the other eggs, they either didn't hatch or she stepped on them. And so I've kind of been thinking about, okay, what could have I done to make it better for in the future? And one of the things is once I noticed them getting broody, I would move them to the new little coop. And that is to keep them separated from the other chickens, because I think one of the main problems was I didn't know that they could move the eggs between the nesting boxes, and that's what ended up happening. And I think some of the eggs were not as incubated as long as other eggs, and I think that led to some of the problems. So I am definitely going to move them over. I didn't do that this time because we had other chickens on that end of the coop that we were given, and they were separated because they weren't young enough to be, or they weren't old enough to be integrated with our flock. So that's the first thing I would do. The second thing is Bertha had like 18 eggs that she was sitting on. I think I need to cut it down to a smaller amount. Maybe like 8 eggs underneath her instead. I think having a smaller amount of eggs, she's able to keep them incubated better, keep them turning them, whatever she does, and it's just not an overwhelming amount for her, and maybe it would be easier for her to move on them and not step on the eggs, break them before they were old enough to hatch open. And I think another thing I would do is I would probably label the eggs, mark maybe a date or something on the eggs with a marker, just to kind of, again, just make sure, what those dates were. That idea might not need, if I am able to move her into the other coop, I don't think that it would make that big of a deal. But that was just something else I had seen the other people do, is they marked the eggs. And so yeah, so that was something else I would try probably. So out of those 7 baby chicks that we were given, 6 of them were roosters. We already dispatched 3. But that's the only hen. And then you have that rooster there. And that rooster there. And this guy. And then we also got Beaker Boy. Beaker ain't going nowhere. But we may be keeping one other rooster because she is she's very nervous around all the others. So we may keep one of these other boys. I'm kind of trying to pay attention which one of these guys is sweet like Beaker. But we're probably, if I can't find homes for them, we're probably gonna have to dispatch them here soon. And Mommy and Baby are doing well. We're just waiting for Baby to get about a month older, and then we're gonna integrate them back. She's about a month old now. Big Bertha's been such a good mommy. Look at her teaching there. It's a lot quieter now on the homestead. I got rid of my 3 remaining roosters. Out of the 7 chicks that I got in May, 6 of them were roosters. So 3 of them we actually butchered ourselves and tried to use them for meat. And so I shared that experience a little bit earlier in this video. But the other 3, I decided I was going to give them away because I just didn't want to feel like fooling around with doing that whole process of processing chickens again. And also, I kind of had a little bit of a hard time with culling the roosters. So I decided I just wanted to give those away. And, well, I found somebody that would take all 3. And, you know, I said, hey, we're looking for a good home for them, you know, blah, blah, blah. The guy came to pick up the roosters, and he just grabbed the roosters, like, all rough-like, and just threw them in the back of his van, like, no crate or anything. And he just left. And I have to say, I felt worse about giving my roosters away at that moment than I did culling them for meat. And because I was just like plagued with, are they going to a good home? Are they going to take care of them? Or are they just going to butcher them and eat them? Or are they using them for cockfighting? I don't know. Like, all of that unknowing bothered me more than us just culling them ourselves. So I've learned a lesson that if we do continue on raising our own birds and this whole self-sufficiency thing, I'm thinking I'm leaning more towards just culling them ourselves and using them for the meat, because I know how I take care of my chickens. And I don't consider them pets, but I do want them well cared for while they are alive. And I don't spoil mine, but I feel like I do a pretty good job with how I raise them. And them having that one bad day is probably better than, I don't know what they're going to, those other 3 roosters. So I felt really bad about that. So, learned another lesson. Skittles has started laying eggs. She is an olive egger. She is one of the 7 new chicks that was given to me by my neighbor. Look how pretty this egg is. Baby is about 10 weeks old now. Still not sure if it is a hen or a rooster. And Big Bertha, she's kind of stopped being mother and more of a flock mate. So we're going to start slowly introducing them back into the main flock now. I have some sad news to report. I have lost another chicken. One of my OG chickens. She was one of the first. Katniss is gone. Not really too sure what happened. We had a ton of rain, and we have a bad soil erosion that we've been trying to work on. And what we think happened is all this soil got into the door, and it created a gap in the door, and all of my chickens were out and about. Like, we're not really too sure how this happened, but they were in my garden. My son came inside. He was like, Mom, your chickens are free ranging. They don't free range unless they're supervised. So came out, and I was able to wrangle them all back in their run, but I noticed Katniss was missing. I don't know if it's because she wandered off or if it's because a predator got to her. But she's gone. I had a little bit of a hard time with it. We have fixed the door. We think we've, you know, fixed some of that erosion problem, so hopefully this won't happen again. But we can't think of any other reason why it would do that. So, very sad news that we lost Katniss. She was always wanting to be in the middle of everything. She was so curious, and I'm going to show a few clips of Katniss just to kind of remember her by. And we will miss her. Come on, Katniss, you got this. Come on. Come on, Katniss. Come on, Katniss. Yeah, you got this. Come on. Come on. Papa, Papa. Nope. This is Katniss. She is my curious nugget. So pretty. She's so silly. Katniss. I give my chickens some kind of treat, whether it is scraps from whenever I cook. Katniss, baby.